So let us begin. Just a minute. Okay, fine. All right. So students, we just discussed about magnetization and magnetic intensity. Okay. Now let us look at this yellow color box that is there. Permeability and permittivity. Okay, fine. So what is magnetic permeability? Okay, so they have written over here. See, I'll just mark that point. You all can mark it in your textbook as well. Okay. Magnetic permeability basically tells us about the magnetic lines of force. I hope you all remember what is magnetic lines of force discussed in the first session of this chapter. Okay, it is there in your 11th standard as well. So it tells us about the number of magnetic lines of force that are passing through a given substance when it is kept in an external magnetic field. Students, what is the relation between the magnetic lines of force and the strength of magnetic field? More the number of magnetic lines of force, more is the strength. The material that we keep inside the solenoid acquires magnetic characteristics into it. So the magnetic lines of that material will indicate the magnetic uh, field of that particular material. Okay, fine. So it tells us about the number of magnetic lines of force, okay, that are passing through a substance which is kept in an external magnetic field. So that parameter is nothing but magnetic permeability determined by mu. Okay, fine. Let us move ahead in the same this thing. Look at this part for superconductors. Okay, so students, what are superconductors? Superconductors are conductors, like superconductors. They have zero resistance. Okay, so we can conduct electricity or the electrons move freely in them without any resistance. So basically zero resistance or no resistance type of materials are called superconductors. Okay, so for superconductors, see, the magnetic susceptibility value is -1. Okay, fine. The magnetic susceptibility value is -1. It is negative. So if you substitute it in equation 11.18, so what is equation 11.18? Equation 11.18 is this equation. Okay, you can see B is equal to mu naught into mu r into H. Okay, fine. So if we substitute, it is basically B is equal to mu into H. All right, so let us not get into the calculations and everything, but for superconductors the permeability value mu is 0. Okay, so it means that no magnetic lines, just a minute. Okay, look at this point. See, this means that no magnetic lines will pass through the superconductor. Okay, fine. So when value of mu is 0, mu's value 0 indicates that there are no, basically there is no magnetic field. All right, fine, of that material. All right, let us move ahead. What is written over here? Just a minute. Okay. All right. Next, see students, magnetic susceptibility is the indicator of measure of the response of a given material to the external applied magnetic field. We have already discussed what magnetic susceptibility is. Okay, it is how your material will behave or how well the material is magnetized in external magnetic field. Okay, fine. See, in other words, it indicates how much magnetization will be produced in a given substance when kept in an external magnetic field. Okay, fine. Uh, there was some important point over here. Just a minute. Students, you all can mark down the points. Okay, the points that I'm just reading out. All right, you all can mark it and keep if you all have your textbooks near you all. Okay. Um, okay, fine. This point is important. See, students, is analogous. Okay. This means that when the substance is kept in a magnetic field, the atomic dipole moments either align or oppose the external magnetic field. When a material is kept inside a solenoid, because of the external magnetic field, what is happening? The magnetic dipole moments inside the material, which were in all the directions, okay, they were in various directions, they are aligned now. All right, now students, it depends upon the alignment as well. If the alignment is such that it is along with the external magnetic field, okay, then we can say that it has magnetic characters. It is written ahead. Okay, let us concentrate first on the part that I've underlined. The substance that is kept in magnetic field, the atomic dipole moments, that is the dipole moments because of the electron, okay, the spin and orbit and all those things. The atomic dipole moments either align or oppose the external magnetic field. So the magnetic field that is already present in the solenoid the material that is just kept inside the solenoid, the dipole moments inside the material will either be along with the external magnetic field or they will be in the opposite direction of them. They are aligned. Okay, alignment is going to happen. Now the question is whether they are aligned along with the magnetic field, along with the external magnetic field, or they are aligned in the opposite direction of the external magnetic field. Okay, depending on that, the further point is there. If the atomic dipole moments of the substance are opposing the field, then the X is observed to be negative. So if inside the material the dipole moments, they are aligned in opposite direction to that of the external magnetic field, okay, then the magnetic susceptibility value is negative. Now students, just in the above part of this topic, superconductors have susceptibility -1, that is they have mu as 0, no magnetic lines of force. Okay, so for the materials in which the dipole moments are aligned in opposite direction to that of the external magnetic field, value of X is observed to be negative. Okay, and if the atomic dipole moments align themselves in the direction, like the dipole moment is and the direction of the magnetic field is same, then the X observed is to be positive. Okay, fine. So the number of atomic dipole moments of getting aligned in the direction of applied magnetic field is proportional to X. X is the amount of magnetization. It is a measure of magnetization of the material. Okay, fine. I hope you all are understanding this part. All right, fine. So what this point is important. See, the number of dipole moments of getting aligned, like the dipole moments which are in alignment in the same direction with the external magnetic field, that factor is directly proportional to your magnetic susceptibility, because that is responsible for the magnetic character. If it is in direction of the magnetic field, only then it has magnetic characters. Okay, fine. If it is in the opposite direction, there are no magnetic character. There is no magnetic character in it. Okay, fine. And what is magnetic susceptibility? Is the amount of magnetization. Okay, fine. So I hope you all are understanding this. And then this last point, it is large for soft iron. It is more than 1000. Okay, the value, that is the dipole moments which are in alignment with the external magnetic field, is that value is greater than 1000 for a soft iron. Okay, fine. So this was about permeability, to be more specific. Permittivity is for your, it comes inside the electric field and all. So they have not explained about it, anything about it. Knowing about permittivity is important. Now let us look at this solved example quickly. Students, please mark this example as important if you all have textbook in front of you all, because this is a little different, like not normal formula and then substitute the value, you all will get the answer. It is not like that. Okay, let's look at the question. The region inside a current carrying toroid winding is filled with aluminium and has susceptibility. Okay, so consider a solenoid. Okay, winded a wire wound around something. All right, fine. And inside that wire we have kept aluminium. The material that is kept inside that hollow space is aluminium. All right, and the susceptibility value they have given. What is the percentage increase in the magnetic field in the presence of aluminium over that without it? What is the percentage? What we have to check for magnetic field, and we have to check what is the magnetic field when aluminium is present inside, and what is the magnetic field when aluminium is not there. Okay, so what is the percentage increase? Basically we have to find the ratio. Okay, we have to find the ratio when aluminium is present to that when aluminium is not present. Students, see, when any material is not present inside the solenoid, if any material is not present inside the solenoid, what is the magnetic field? B naught, right? Yes or no? As soon as I put the material inside, okay, I put the material inside, then the magnetic field overall becomes B. Okay, fine. So I hope you all remember this. All right, so let's look at the solution. The magnetic field inside the solenoid without aluminium is B naught. Okay, first I have not kept anything, any material. We know that B naught is mu naught into H. Okay, fine. See students, this they have written according to the formula that we derived over here. Okay, that is B is equal to, just a minute, I'll mark it. Okay, see, B is equal to mu into H. Okay, so depending on this formula, the magnetic field inside the solenoid when nothing is present, okay, it is B naught mu naught into H. Okay. The magnetic field inside the solenoid with aluminium. So after I put the aluminium inside the solenoid, the magnetic field now becomes B, right? So B is nothing but mu into H. So this is something that you all already know. Okay, fine. Now what they have done is over here, all right, B minus B naught upon B naught. So what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to find the increase in percentage. Okay, we are supposed to find the ratio of the percentage of magnetic field after keeping the aluminium to before keeping the aluminium. Okay, fine. So before keeping the aluminium, the magnetic field is B naught. Okay, fine. And students, after keeping the aluminium, what they have done is they have done B minus B naught. So see, B is the total magnetic field, including B naught and the magnetic field of the aluminium. So now we have to exclude B naught from this. We have to just take the ratio of the magnetic field of the material aluminium. Okay, fine. I hope you all are understanding this. And if I substitute all these formulas into this, that is B is mu into H and B naught is mu naught into H. Okay, so I can take H common and cancel out, and this is what I get on the right hand side. Okay, so see, for every B, substitute the value. B is mu into H, B naught is mu naught into H, and even in denominator, B naught is mu naught into H. So from the numerator, take H outside and cancel out H. Okay, fine. Now, students, please keep in mind that we do not have much data in the question. We only have the value of susceptibility. That's it. Nothing else we know. So, in order to find this ratio, I have to find this ratio. Okay, I have to find the value of this. In order to find this, on the right hand side, I have to get X. Okay, on the right hand side, I have to get X. So, how will I do that? So, in order to do that, we will use this equation. Okay, students, if you all remember, this equation is mu is equal to mu naught into mu r. Okay, the one that was in the derivation. Mu is equal to mu naught into mu r. And what is mu r? What is relative permeability? 1 plus x. Okay, so instead of mu r, if I substitute 1 plus x, I get this equation. That is mu is equal to mu naught into 1 plus x. Okay, now we will modify this equation. You all can see, first take mu naught in the denominator. Okay, first take mu naught in the denominator, and then on the right hand side I'll be left with 1 plus x, right? So take that 1 on the other side, so it will become minus x, and then it will become minus 1. So sorry. All right, fine. And then what they have done is cross multiply, like take this mu naught on this side. So basically we have mu minus mu naught upon mu naught is equal to x. Okay, so students, as I mentioned, I have to find this value, but on the right hand side there are many parameters. We know mu naught. Okay, mu naught has a fixed value. What you all can do is you all can find mu also. Mu is mu naught into mu r. What is mu r? Mu r is 1 plus x. So you all can first find 1 plus x into mu naught, that is mu, and then substitute all the values on right hand side and get an answer. That is one technique that can be done. But instead of doing all those calculations, what we can do is we can simply try to get this formula as equal to x, and we can do that by using this particular equation. Okay, so at the end I can write down that all these things are equal to the susceptibility. It is equal to x, and we already know what is the value for susceptibility. They have given 2.3 into 10 raised to minus 5, but we are supposed to find percentage, right? So we will do into 100. Okay, so 10 raised to minus 5 into 10 raised to 2 will give me 10 raised to minus 3. So if I shift the decimal points, this is what the answer that I get. Okay, fine students, I know this numerical is little different, like it is not just directly substituting the value. So please star mark this and keep, and I hope you all have understood this. So if you all get any similar type of question where they have just given the susceptibility value and asked you all to find the ratio of the increase in magnetic field, this is the method that you all can use. Okay, fine. So this next topic we'll do next time, but before that, please let me know if everyone has understood this or understood till now, whatever I explained.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Just a minute.